Good afternoon. My name is Captain O'Connor, and I am in charge of the ladder truck here at Snyder Fire Department. Our ladder truck is a 100-foot soften. That means that we can go up vertical 100 feet. We have two deck guns on our bucket if we're able, so that we are able to put out enough water. We can pump out almost 1,800 gallons out of the bucket. Our ladder truck also carries a multitude of different ladders. We have a 45-foot banger ladder, 30-foot ladders, and down to a 18-foot ladder. This allows us to get into anybody's house, any size, any height, and able to get around into a fire if we need to. If we need to go down to Dent Towers, if we need to go to a high-rise building, we can actually get into it. Our ladder truck is a 2009, and it was a Suffin brand. We have a complement of utilities and tools on it. We have, for our chimney fires, we have a basket. We have tools so that we can come in and put out a chimney fire and protect the house. Chimney runners so that we don't have to worry about damaging anybody's property when we're inside. We have fans. These fans are designed to produce tons of air, push out smoke if we need to try to evacuate the house of smoke after a fire, or to just help the homeowner get their house cleared of any smoke from a chimney fire. We have our little giant. A lot of people know about these. Very nice, very easy to use. If we need to, we can jump a fence with it. We can force doors into a house. It's a great tool to have. Next compartment we just have is floor runners, tarps. This rig will be parked right out in front of your house. This will have all our complements to make sure that we protect your house, protect your stuff, make sure that there's no problems inside afterwards when we're putting water on anything. Fire extinguishers, everybody should know what these are and have at least one fire extinguisher. You went over it in the back lot, over some of our fire extinguishers and how to properly use them, but we carry a bunch of them as well. Hoses on our truck. So we have various different hoses. This truck is a truck that we use we can put out fires. We can go as a fast team, which is where we go in and try to save another firefighter if we need to. We have an assortment of tools on this at all times, so that this can be used at any type of fire, any type of situation that we need. If we go around up front, you can see an inside of what a firefighter would have to sit in. I know everybody loves seeing the inside of a fire truck. We have seat for 4 in the back, and we have an officer up front and then a driver. As you can see, we have flashlights, we have radios so that everybody can see. We have our packs are all geared, ready to fight a fire if we need to. All our firefighters that are interior will know how to use a pack, properly get it on, get into a fire, and move along so that we can safely and effectively get at you. The front cab, where the officer sits, we have thermal cameras, we have radios, we have the siren, we have the lights, everything that you would have that everybody loves to play with, the lights and sirens on the truck. The other side, if we want to go, we can go over there and take a look real quick and just see. Just some of our tools that we carry on the rig. So as you can see, we have bolt cutters, we have axes, we have haligans, we have sledgehammers. Okay, everything that we need to do to get into a house, get in and put out a fire effectively. Our truck is the third due, which means that it goes the third at a fire. So you'll have engine 1, engine 2, and then the truck will show up. We have a great truck that our commissioners have paid for, bought for us, and have designed. Any questions we can easily ask and provide if you want to, but this is our Snyder fire truck. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Mike Lowe. I'm one of the captains here. And my job here at the fire department is I'm in charge of all of the engines. And what the engines is actually what puts the fire out. We carry a lot of hose and a lot of water. So we're going to do a quick tour around the engine and the importance of why these are the most important in the firehouse that you see on the streets and all around. So we'll start first and foremost up towards the front. And it's kind of similar to what Captain O'Connor showed you on the ladder truck, but we have our driver's seat. This is the most important person in this truck. They need to get us to the fires or the emergency scenes safely and efficiently. And then we have our riding seats right here is where our firefighters sit. And just like all the other apparatus, we have our air packs, our radios so that we can communicate with each other, and our flashlights. And we all ride back here. Also, we always make sure to have our seatbelts on whenever we're going around, even going to an emergency scene. And then this is the pump panel. This is where all the magic kind of happens with an engine. So here's all our hose that we carry. We carry 3 different size hoses. We carry an 1 3/4, a 2 1/2, and then on the back we carry a 4-inch, which I'll show you shortly. And then with this is called our pump panel. So this is where all the levers and all of the ways that we can get water to the hoses. Our engine here in Snyder has 500 gallons of water stored inside of the engine, and then we can also get water from fire hydrants like we see on our streets. So these levers will we open and close, which then can send water out to all this hose. So we actually carry a lot of different lengths of hose as well. So these are 200 feet and these are 200 feet, but on the rear you'll see that we have longer amount of hose so that we can get to further distance if we have any longer fires. And then in here is called our engineer compartment or the driver compartment. This is where we need our extra things that we might not be able to carry on the outside. So you'll see all types of different adapters. So if we need to go from one size hose to a smaller hose or vice versa, where we go from a smaller hose to a larger hose. And then we actually carry extra nozzles that we put on the ends of the hose. This is what helps us put fires out, okay? With this one, we can actually do what's called a fog nozzle. It opens up and makes it look like a big stream, or we can make it a straight stream. And then we have some other types of things. And like I said, when we use a fire hydrant, we need hose to get from the fire hydrant into the fire engine So this is some of the hose that we do. So we'll hook up on the side of a fire hydrant, and then we'll hook up right into here or on the front of our apparatus or maybe on the other side, and we can get water so that we don't use all the water from this piece of equipment. And then, like you saw earlier in the live feed, we saw that they did the demonstration of the fire extinguishers. Well, here's a bunch of different fire extinguishers we carry. We carry what's called a water extinguisher, so it's just water. Then we carry an AFFF extinguisher that has foam in it that can expand and help us knock some fire down. And then we have some other ones. A fire extinguisher that we can put all different types of fires out. So there's A class, which is just your wood and your paper. Then your B, which is your gasolines or anything. And then your C, which is electrical. So we have all different types of ways to put different types of fires out. And then as you see here, we have our extra hand tools. So firefighters need to carry hand tools. So we carry all different style hand tools. So we have different ones, which most people know is that our axes is kind of our very popular one, but we have also different types to help us maybe pull the ceilings down, so in case we need to look up in there. We have a fan, which you can see here, which will push out smoke out of a building if we need it. We'll go to the rear. So like I said, we have a lot of different types of hoses, but we have lots of different lengths. So we have the same hose, which is on the side, which is on the rear, but this is at 300 feet. So this is in case we have a very long lay. This is the big hose. This is what's called our feeder hose, or our large diameter hose. This is what we may use to take water from a fire hydrant that goes into another fire truck, which then will go all the way down to the main fire truck that will typically put a fire out. And then in the Snyder fashion on how we do things is this engine one, which is our main pumper, this goes to all the fires first, will strictly just work on putting the fires out. And then if you look down here, we have another piece of apparatus, which is engine 2, that usually sends the water down to engine 1. If you come this way, obviously the front is still the same on the other side, but we just have the officer spot, which is the person in charge of the crew and make sure their safety is good. But we also have extra hoses. We have and we carry saws just in case that maybe that ladder truck that carries all the different different saws can't get there real quick. We have a second set there. And then we carry extra air packs. So if somebody doesn't ride in the fire truck and they show up to our scene, they actually can help us put a fire out that are firefighters, but they just didn't ride the fire truck from here. So this is our fire truck. This is the important part of our what we do as firefighters. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you just how it looks when you might see it responding to a call with all the different lights on. So this is typically what you'll see coming down the street with the loud sirens and all the cool lights that we have.
Good. All right. All right, guys. My name is Seaton McDuffy. I am the trainer here at the Snyder Fire Department. I know you talked to, Brent Hudson, Chief Brent Hudson, talked to you guys a little bit about what we got going on upstairs. So I just wanted to kind of go a little bit more into detail about what we do here, and about myself. So I've been in the fitness industry for about 9 to 10 years now. And I've been training here at Snyder for maybe 3, I believe now. Built a really great relationship with these guys and really got to know these guys and really kind of started to dive into just more of what's on this side of the industry, because I'm used to, the typical gen population, but making it more specific to the fire department has been a pretty decent challenge, but also a learning curve along the way. So what I like to do with the fire department is more so functional fitness, where we will do things that, where you're pulling something, where you have to push something, just to keep it, simple for now. Because again, that's going to mimic the everyday life of the firefighter. And obviously we do have to have some cardio aspect. So we do try to get the heart rate up a lot, because obviously you need to put yourself in that situation to better handle it, in the real world. So Tuesdays, I'm usually here. We'll do cardio for Tuesdays. Saturdays, we'll usually focus more on strength. So on the cardio days, we will do things where, we're doing up downs or burpees. We will do more high intensity interval training. We're doing, 30 seconds of this with a rest, and then, maybe 40 seconds of this with a rest, and, go back and forth 22 moves. Again, it's really high intensity. We'll hit pretty much full body every single time. And then again, on Saturday, we'll then kind of slow things down, focus a little bit more on technique and a little bit more on building more strength. Because obviously when you guys are in the field, you will have to have both. A little bit of cardio, a little bit of strength. Okay, so we'll try to get the best of both worlds while I'm here. My background, like I mentioned, I do come from more of a powerlifting background. So I do focus more on strength building myself, but obviously I'll do a little cardio for myself as well, but not as much. But I do focus on strength mostly. So, I really focus on technique with movements like the deadlift or the squat or the bench press, which are the primary movements in the powerlifting. And I'll try to, implement even, my style of training into the firefighter style of training, because obviously those things do translate. The squat will always translate. The deadlift, picking things up from the ground safely and efficiently, will translate. Pushing things, are in front of you or off your chest will definitely translate. So my style of exercise will translate over to firefighter, functional fitness as well. So again, we do a combination of both things. The one thing that I do like to get across to everyone is nutrition, and how important nutrition is. So I just came out with a book. What was that? Saturday, yesterday, October 3rd. I came out with the Fat Loss Guide, which I went over a lot of the principles of nutrition when it comes to calories and, dieting down and, things of that nature. But in the fire department, I try to preach the emphasis on a good, balanced, healthy diet. So obviously I don't believe that there's, one diet that's gonna be better for, any specific population than the other. It's all individual. So I will try to always, mention, having, carbs in your diet, healthy fats in your diet, protein in your diet, because you do need all 3 of those macronutrients. Okay. So I'll preach that at the end of every session. Usually at the end of our Tuesday cardio sessions, I'll have a tip of the day. Saturday strength sessions, I'll have a tip of the day, where again, we'll focus a little bit more on nutrition. I'll talk about the benefits of having protein and, how that's good for body composition and how that's good for recovery. I'll talk about the emphasis on carbohydrates and how that's your best fuel and energy source when it comes to high intensity interval training and strength training. And then I'll talk about the benefits of having healthy fats, which again is going to be, more so for just like hormonal function or satiety, or even just to make sure that you can, stay balanced with your protein and carbs. So again, that's a really simplistic view of, kind of what I do here, but I do try to make sure that we are hammering nutrition, strength, and cardio. Okay. So again, I think those are the 3 most important things that we do here, just again, to keep it simple. So aside from all of that, I guess that's it.